Hey techies, welcome to Elephant Code. If you are new to the channel, do not forget to like, share and subscribe. You are watching a video from the PySpark playlist.
Welcome back. So today we will be checking how we can convert PySpark DataFrame to Pandas DataFrame. To understand this, we will try to convert a very simple schema of data to Pandas DataFrame, and then we will be taking one more example where we will be having nested schema kind of structure, and that we will try to convert into Pandas DataFrame. Okay, so this simple schema and nested schema, I mean, we will first put it to the Spark DataFrame, and thereafter we will try to convert that to the Pandas DataFrame. Okay, so let us go back to the practical area to see how we can do that. Okay, for this, what I will do, I'll create a kind of new Python file under the Spark class. Here I'm doing all different kind of practical. So convert, I can name it like this, convert PySpark data frame to Pandas data frame. Okay, fine. Okay, great. So what I can do, I can just take some of the template. I'll say that, okay. Pass, and then I can define something df convert simple schema to pandas data frame. Okay, so this is going to be my one function. I'll say pass, and then I'll say I have one more function, def convert complex or nested schema to pandas data frame. Okay, so this is going to be my second task. Okay, now let us write kind of main here. Okay, and I'll say that okay, so okay, let me now write a simple code here which will try to convert it to pandas data frame. Okay, so I'll say that I have column name list. Maybe I can give it like ID and maybe name. Okay, and then I can have data data list. So this is very common data, okay, which I'm trying to convert it into PySpark data frame. So I'll say that, okay, so this is my data. I'm having a list of ID, let's say name Vikram. I'll say I have one more. I'm keeping it in tuple, and then I'll say I have few more record to Harsha 3 Sanjeev. So I have 3 record in the data frame. Okay, so now what I'm trying to do, I'm using df, this spark df, spark df equal to, I'll say that spark context object, which I've already imported from this particular file. So spark context dot create data frame. I have the data in one of my variable, which is data list, and I have the schema um, in this particular list. Okay, so now once I have this thing, what I can do, I need to convert it into pandas data frame. Pandas data frame equal to spark df dot to pandas. So this is what exactly you need to do. To pandas is the method which is converting the spark data frame into pandas data frame. Okay, now Basically, why it is useful, because if you want to do certain kind of exploratory analysis, and the data, the raw data is too huge in nature, you need to consolidate that data into a kind of finished data on which you want to put your analysis. Then what you can do, you can first use those raw data to do all those kind of processing, transformation, and filtering. Everything you can first complete it with the help of Spark, which is a kind of distributed processing language. And thereafter, once your data is already kind of in a look which can be used for doing further analysis using Pandas, then you can convert those result of the Spark data frame into Pandas data frame, and then pass it to the developer to do the further analysis, or with the help of all Pandas functions and method available. Okay, so that's a basic reason why why there's a need of converting the Spark data frame into Pandas data frame. Okay. Okay, now since we have done this basic conversion of Spark data frame to Pandas data frame, what we can do, we can return the Pandas data frame. Okay, so let us call this particular method. Okay, and here I say that Pandas data frame equal to obj of convert simple schema to this, and then I need to write the print df dot pandas. Okay, so let us run this program. Look, so now the data is already converted to the pandas data frame, and how we can identify this, because we have the indexing for each rows. We are getting 0, 1, 2, 3. Okay, so this is how you need to convert your Spark data frame into pandas data frame. Okay, let us now take the second example, which is a kind of nested schema. Okay, nested schema object to pandas data frame. Okay, so let us work on this particular method. So for this, I can give first let us take an example of ID. I mean, the same example which we had used in the last video, the ID, name, and address. Okay, so I can give HEMS schema equal to, I can make use of schema equal to, I can make use of row class, row, and I'll say that ID, name, and I'll say that address. Okay, fine. So now the second thing I will do is I need to create the data. Okay, data equal to, so I'll say that row, not row, schema, CG, schema. Now I'll say ID is nothing but my one. Name would be lam, and address, for address I will be creating one more row, because address I want to consider, it's a nested schema. Okay, so, I mean, we have taken the example of nested schema, so I'm creating a nested schema here, nested data. So I'll say row, and I'll say to city. So same example, I mean, the permanent city and current city. Okay, I'll say that okay, Nagpur, and I'll say Mumbai. Okay, I'll just copy paste this to create few more entries, a minimum of 3 entries, let's say 4 entries. Okay, 1, 2, 3, 4. Sita, let's say Govind, let's say Hari. Okay, so now Nagpur and Mumbai, and then this could be Akola and Pune, and this could be Pune, Mumbai, and this could be let's say Ahmedabad and Mumbai. Okay, so this is going to be my schema, this is going to be my data, and then I need to also create a kind of structure. Okay, so I'll say that string this structure, you see, data structure, where we will be defining the data type for this. Okay, structure equal to, with the help of struct type. Okay, so here we will be making use of struct field, um, and we'll say hmm, uh, ID, and we'll say the data type is integer type, and we'll say this is nullable equal to true. Okay, then we have struct field, the second column is name, and we'll say the name is of string type, and we'll say the field is nullable. Then we have address, we'll say address is of which type, address is again of struct type, and this struct type will be having um, uh, again two different this struct type, struct field. One is current address, which is of string type, and nullable equal to true. And then we have another field, permanent address, which is of again string type and nullable equal to true. Okay, so now we have enclosed this and closed this. Okay, and then we had to close this and this. Okay, this address field is not closed yet. Okay, this address field is closed here, and thereafter we had to close this is one extra, I believe. Okay, I think all the indentation are correct. Fine. Okay, now we have the data. Okay, and we have the schema inside it. Okay, now what we will be doing, we will be creating the Spark data frame. So df spark equal to spark context dot create data frame, and then we'll say data equal to the data. What is the name of the data variable? Let me expand this. Okay, so I have the data in the data variable. Okay, and we'll say that schema is equal to data structure. Okay, and then we will say that df of pandas nested, df nested of pandas equal to df spark dot to pandas. Okay, so here um, I'll just put a documentation in the main method, print pandas data frame from nested um, Spark DataFrame, and here I will give a documentation like mm, print. I'll say that pandas data frame from data Spark data frame. Okay, so here I will call the df of pandas nested, let's say, is equal to obj dot uh, convert nested schema to pandas data frame. Okay, and then I'll say print df pandas nested. Okay, so let us run the program and see whether we are getting the output or not. I hope we have done all properly. Okay, so we can see that we have received the data from the simple data frame, but we could not able to get the data from the nested data frame because we have not returned anything from the second method. Okay, so let us return df of nested data frame. Yep, I think it should work fine. Let's see. Yep. Look. So now we have this pandas data frame. As I was saying that to identify whether the return data frame is a pandas data frame or not, you just need to see whether you are getting the indexing for each rows in your output. So here we can see we are getting the indexing for each rows, and also we can see that ID, name, and address. Address was a kind of complex field which was consisting of multiple values. So we can see, I mean, the multiple values are kept inside the set, and all other values are exactly to what we have defined in our data. Okay, so this is how we can convert Spark data frame to Pandas data frame. Just to do a kind of revision what we have done, I can just briefly tell. So what we have done first, we created a class. Okay, inside this class we have created two method. One for converting a simple simple data to Spark data to Pandas data frame, and there was another method which was doing a conversion of Spark complex nested data frame of Spark to Pandas data frame. In the simple, we have done very simple steps. It's like first we have defined the column name in one of the list, and then we have the data in the form of set of various set elements, okay, set items. And thereafter what we have done, we use the Spark context and create data frame method of Spark context to create the Spark data frame, okay, by passing the data and the schema is nothing but the name. So here we have not used any kind of data type declaration and all those things. Okay, so we created because it was quite a simple example, and we were actually focusing on simple schema to pandas data frame. Okay, and in the second example what we have done, we have created a proper structure. Okay, we told that this is going to be my data attributes, ID, name, and address, whereas in the second part we are defining the data. So let's say if it is one ram, and for the address we have again bifurcated into two different field. Okay, and where the values are Nagpur, Mumbai, Akola, Pune, Mumbai, Ahmedabad, Mumbai for each of the rows. Okay, now what we have done in the second step is we constructed a schema around this data. Okay, so first we say that, okay, I mean, we make use of structure data structure type and struct field, which is basically used to define the attribute in the PySpark way. So we defined ID as integer type, name as string type, and address as multi column value. So for which we have defined again a kind of nested structure where we say that address is bifurcated into current address and permanent address. Okay, so this is becoming current address, this is becoming permanent address, and these two are nothing but a kind of string data type, and yeah, it is also allowing you to keep null value. So this is what the schema we defined, this is what the data we defined, and then what we did, we created a Spark data frame with the help of create data frame method. Okay, and then pass the data and data structure, and thereafter we created the data frame. Okay, so हाँ गुड हेलो हेलो क्या काम था? नहीं करना है भैया, इन्वेस्टमेंट नहीं करना है भैया। नहीं, जान के भी कुछ नहीं होगा। नहीं, हमारे पास सुपर ही नहीं है। अरे जान जान के क्या करेंगे? जब पैसे ही नहीं है इन्वेस्ट करने के लिए तो कहाँ से करेंगे भैया? Okay, now here we converted the complex Spark data frame to the Pandas data frame, and then we pass it to the calling environment. Okay, so now in the main function, what we have done, we have created an object of the class where we have defined these two method for simple data conversion to Pandas data frame, and in nested Spark data frame to Pandas data frame. So and thereafter we call the method and we print out the data which are there in the pandas data frame. So this is how we have done practical. uh, Thanks for now. I hope you have understood this simple concept. Now it's a quiz time.
Elephant quiz of the day. Which method is commonly used to convert a PySpark data frame to a Pandas data frame? Option A 2PD, option B as Pandas, option C 2 Pandas, and option D convert to Pandas. Mention your answer in the comment section below. So that is it for today's video. Thank you for watching. Do subscribe Elephant Code for future updates.